Clicking go live. Just waiting. Should be up in a second, bud. Should be live. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Huh? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
What?
Come again. I hear you just fine, my friend. All right. It's go time. Welcome to you threw me off there. Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is Let's Talk Cobrakai. I'm Jason Connell.
And I'm Sal Rodriguez.
All right, Sal, we are back for another episode, and a very exciting one, I may add.
Yeah, I agree. Very exciting. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, we'll tease it now before we get a word from our sponsor, but we are covering Waxing on the Karate Kid and Me, the Ralph Macchio memoir. And this is more of a preview episode because this book is coming out this year in 2022.
Is it a memoir or a biography, or are they different, or are they the same?
I read memoir, so that's what I'm going with. But yeah, for now, I don't know if it's an autobiography, biography. I'm not sure if he wrote it solo or with someone else. Don't know, but doesn't matter.
Sure.
So we need to work in our sponsorship here before we get rolling.
I'm ready.
Support for Let's Talk Cobrakai is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming and offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, and with this exclusive offer, you'll get
20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code cobrakai at manscaped.com.
Very good. So yes, I came across this article in People magazine. Thank you to, big shout out goes to Sam Gillette. This came out March 23rd, 2022, a People exclusive, Sal. And essentially 38 years after the release of The Karate Kid, fans will get all of their questions answered by Ralph Macchio himself in his new memoir, Waxing on the Karate Kid and Me, which will be published on October 18th, 2022.
Wow.
Huge news, Sal.
Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting. And you know what? This is going to make me a reader again. I have to fault the web. I used to be an avid reader. I was one of these guys that would keep a book in the restroom, a book in a backpack, and a book in my car. I would usually be rotating 3 books.
Wow.
The last few years with the web and Facebook and YouTube and I'm just not reading as much anymore. So this would be wonderful incentive for me to actually open up an actual living book.
So your phone, I take it, goes with you into the restroom.
Regretfully.
Yeah, I have to
regretfully.
The same.
I'm not proud of it. I used to be an avid reader.
Yeah.
I'm not anymore. I'm not proud of that. And I do hope to use this as my incentive to start opening up books again.
Well, hopefully Ralph Macchio can bring you back to books.
Oh, yeah. And I guess he's been on a press tour maybe, because I found a great article about Macchio recently in Westways magazine. Shout out to AAA. That's their magazine,
great
Westways.
magazine.
I'm a big fan. We are not sponsored or endorsed by AAA yet, but I love AAA, and they have the Westways magazine, and they had a great interview with Macchio here.
That's
it's
awesome.
called Smart Quotes. It's got like these easy questions, and Macchio answers. He talks about where he likes to go on vacation with his family and so forth. And one thing he mentions is liking to go to wineries. He likes to visit wineries. And for you and I have talked about on Just Curious Media, That's a Crime. We've talked about Francis Ford Coppola. We've mentioned his wineries. Yes. So I wonder if he visits the Coppola wineries when he's up there with his family in Sonoma County. But I also wonder if he visits the Robert Mark Kamen wineries when he's traveling. So anyway, if anybody gets a chance to see Winter 2021 Westways magazine, page 58, a wonderful interview with Ralph Macchio.
Sal, you just spoiled another episode we were going to
do. What? Macchio and wineries.
And Westways. Well, also, let's not forget, I always mention this, but he worked with Francis Ford Coppola in The Outsiders. So he knows him and obviously came in. So why wouldn't he go to those wineries? It's Ralph Macchio. Yeah.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Well, I've become a big wino. Is that the word? Wino.
Yeah.
I've been getting into wines. I've been enjoying Coppola wines lately myself. So yeah, big fan.
Well, unlike you, Sal, I am an avid reader, continue to be, and I read exclusively, for the most part, our 95% biographies, autobiographies, memoirs of famous people from all walks of life, from various industries. and this will be consumed by me this October. We should come back and do a review episode after we both have read it. So I'll be waiting on you there, pal, to get
Well,
you your
look,
copy.
I'm as excited as I am, and what I just said to you, us talking about reading or not reading, but now I'm thinking, I wonder if he's going to do a books on tape. Maybe I can listen
Yeah.
to it in the car, like a podcast.
That all counts if it's audibles or whatever, but just consume it because I'm sure it's going to be great. And I am just so curious, Sal, to learn more about the making of the Karate Kid and any and all stories from behind the scenes. I mean,
Sure.
we got little nuggets here and there from John Gielgudson, rest in peace, his YouTube. He put some deleted scenes and some rehearsal videos up. It's real grainy, kind of hard to watch, but there's nothing like the power of the pen. I want to hear these stories firsthand, and especially from Macchio's point of view. I mean, he just grew up as the Karate Kid, although he was in his 20s. I mean, but for the most part, a lot of his life, he has been this character, or at least portrayed him.
Sure.
And he had this meteoric rise. I mean, just think he was coming off the heels of The Outsiders, and the next movie is The Karate Kid. I mean, boom, instantly, you know.
Sure.
When's he ever come down? I mean, he's just skyrocketed to success. And I'm sure this book covers that and so much more.
Yeah. And look where Cobra Kai is now and has come, because there was those a few decades where he was living in the memory of the Karate Kid. He would make these appearances,
still working,
doing other stuff. But it was always like the Karate Kid spirit was always kind of lingering. And then Cobra Kai drops and it's just skyrocket at that point.
I wonder if this book is because because of the success of Cobra Kai, he decided to do it. Would there be a waxing on the Karate Kid in me? Maybe there would be, maybe there wouldn't be, but I'm sure because of the success and the newfound love he has for the character, and Daniellaruso's grown, he continues to evolve.
Yes.
So there's not many instances where this is happening. Well, in this article, they also have quotes from as an email interview with Macchio, who, by the way, is 60 years old at the time of reading this article, which is
he looks
fantastic. Like you said before we started recording, who does it remind you of?
Dick Clark.
Dick Clark.
The old thing is Dick Clark is the poster child for guys who look younger. He always looked younger. And some of his proteges like Mario Lopez, Ryan Seacrest, these guys who like don't really age much. And then now yes. You know what? Because I just saw sorry everybody, I just saw Top Gun for the first time recently, very recently. Think Maverick should have married Goose's widow, but that's another story.
Ryan,
yeah. But yeah, so he looks great. I hope when I'm 60 I look half as good.
There you go. Well, I'm glad they got this email interview. So I figured we would just pull a couple of the quotes. So we're speaking, in Macchio's words. And then I have some special treat that we're going to read. When books come out, there's like this little about the book. I found the website, they're pre-selling. So we'll kind of hit what the book's about, because it's easy to think like, well, is it about this, that, and the other? It's spoken in their words is best. And then we'll kind of dissect that. So I'll jump in. So this is from Macchio through the interview with People Magazine. Ultimately, with Waxing On, I wanted to tell my story from the unique perspective of walking in these shoes for close to 40 years now.
I wrote the lion's share of the book in between shooting days on season 4 and 5 of the Cobra Kai series. It was quite an emotional journey, diving into the memories and experiences of getting the role and making of the original film. My relationships with the extraordinary filmmakers and castmates. The magic of Mr. Miyagi. Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps. I really am.
I know. I read that earlier, and having you say it and hearing you, it's like, oh my gosh, the magic of Mr. Miyagi. And hey, there's a little tidbit there. We already know this though, but season 4 and 5 of Cobra Kai series. So 5 is done. They have already filmed it now. Exciting to know. I don't need any spoilers. I'm just happy to know the show's just moving on down the road.
Sure.
But yeah, so here he is working, being in character, getting reflective, turning 60. All these things at play make people, hey, why not put this out? Why not tell this story?
Sure.
And it's the memories are probably still fresh enough to share. And he's probably always telling or sharing some of these tales with castmates and crew members and the showrunners. And so why not? Now, I don't know if it's the Karate Kid part 2, part 3, and his experience in all of them, or if it's really just funneled into the original. But I guess we'll find out in October.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this.
So this is from about the book, like I just talked about. Just a couple little takeaways. Usually it's like in the inside sleeve or somewhere or where they're promoting the book. But after reading this, I was like, oh, it's really good in their words. So we'll just kind of go back and forth on this as well. Since the karate, this is not his words. These are just on the website. So it was written, maybe he wrote it, maybe he didn't, but it's not like quoting Ralph Macchio right now. Since the Karate Kid first, since the Karate Kid's first crane, hang on a second, retake. Since the Karate Kid first crane kicked its way into the pop culture stratosphere in June 1984, there hasn't been a week Ralph Macchio hasn't heard friendly shouts of wax on, wax off, or sweep the leg. Now with Macchio reprising his role as Daniellarusso in the #1 ranked Netflix show, Cobra Kai, he is finally ready to look back at this classic movie and give the fans something they've long craved. Sal, so true. Sorry for the rough start there. The crane kick, I got excited.
Yeah, this is very exciting. Believe it. Don't even worry about it. Next is the book will be Ralph Macchio's celebratory reflection on the legacy of the Karate Kid in film, pop culture, and his own life. It will be a comprehensive look at a film that shaped him as much as it influenced the world. Macchio will share an insider's perspective of the untold story behind his starring role, the innocence of the early days, the audition process, and the filmmaking experience, as well as take readers through the birth of some of the film's most iconic moments. Oh boy.
See right there, Sal, the audition process, the filmmaking experience. So it really is kind of funneled towards the Karate Kid, the original, which is, listen, I mean, it's the Bible, it's everything. Sure. So I'm happy if he wants to just allude to the sequel and the the trilogy, fine. But I love this, the audition process, who it could have been, who could have played this. We know some of it, but to hear it played out, the chemistry he had with Elizabeth Shue, was it immediate? All those little nuggets are coming to life. Hey, where's Elizabeth Shue's, biography? Although she's not really known for it. This isn't maybe it's her biggest role, but maybe not, where it's definitely Macchio's.
No, but you know what? I got to see Elizabeth Shue recently, surprisingly so.
Whoa.
Excuse me, just showed up on Netflix, Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon.
Oh,
I think it's new to and Elizabeth Shue kicks ass in that.
Yeah.
Very surprised to see her. I didn't even know that she was in it. So very, very spooky. I think it's sort of a take on the Invisible Man.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And Kevin Bacon plays the
Hollow Man.
Yeah, he is Hollow Man who turns evil when he becomes hollow, I guess, or invisible. Elizabeth Shue does a great job. It was my pleasure to see her.
Yeah, well, when she was in Leaving Las Vegas, I forgot it was even Elizabeth Shue. It's incredible tour de force performance. Her and Nicolas Cage, Mike Figge's film, incredible. Far from Alley, far away.
I love it when you latch onto an actor and their character, and you love that, and then you see them do other stuff, and it looks so cool and weird to see them playing other roles.
Yeah, when Macchio popped up on the HBO show Vinyl or whatever, it's like, when he's not that character, that not goody two shoes, but a good guy where he's kind of dark and has that element. Absolutely. Yeah. So, and also Zabka needs to put a memoir out at some point too.
Well, that's what I was going to mention is this is so exciting. I can't wait for the Zabka memoir, because that'll be a whole take we haven't really considered over the years. He hasn't been as in the public eye as Macchio has over the years. He was more, I think, typecast even more so.
He was going down that path. Yeah, he was that guy and just one of the guys. And he was also in Back to School. Yeah, he was absolutely typecast and probably got turned off to Hollywood in a lot of ways,
Maybe, because typecasting leads to lack of roles is what can happen if, hopefully not, but that could happen. So it would be interesting to see Zabka's, how his life has gone here and there and how he finally wind up to where he's at and his audition process, his take on getting
exactly.
Involved. Very
interesting. Let's not forget martinkove, which is probably coming at some point in time.
Yeah. There's so much to unpack and unbox. It's very exciting to read all of it.
Lighting the fuse for everybody. But anyway, the last part about the book says, ultimately, the book centers on the film itself, focusing on the reason that the characters and themes have endured in such a powerful way and how these personal experiences have impacted Macchio's life. It will bring readers back to the day they met Daniellarusso and Mr. Miyagi for the first time. Woo, chills again, Sal. Wow. But will also provide a fascinating lens into how our past shape all of us and how the past can come back to enrich one's life in surprising and wonderful ways.
And you know what's so cool when it says the day they met, Daniellarusso and Mr. Miyagi for the first time. And where was I just the other day? At the South Seas apartment on
You were
Satakoy in
there.
Reseda. I was there just the other day, and now reading stuff like this, man,
Oh my
this is
gosh.
almost dreamlike at this point.
It really is. I'm so excited. I really am. I was like, I got to tell this to Sal. I didn't know if you already knew the news of this
I
book.
didn't know about this. No.
So then lastly, one more great quote from Macchio to kind of conclude his words, if you will. But why don't you take this?
Daniellarusso has become such a fixture of pop culture, and the Karate Kid film has continued to inspire on a human level ever since its debut in 1984. It has been the gift that keeps on giving. With Waxing On, I get to share my perspective on all of it. And you know what's so cool is, when this does come out, he will be on a book tour.
Absolutely.
Heck, maybe there'll be a signing near us.
There we go.
We
could just go do a live episode.
Oh my God, that'd be so cool.
How many other titles do you think they tried on? I mean, Waxing On, it's interesting. I like it. I like it's really hip and cool and fresh. Waxing On, you got the subtitle, The Karate Kid and Me. It could have just been The Karate Kid and Me. I'm sure there was much debate for what to call this book. The Karate Kid and Me says it all.
Yeah.
But Waxing On just gives it that little bit of, I don't know, a little flair. I like it. I like it a lot.
Also, the word waxing, almost a double meaning, because,
Exactly.
waxing, we all know waxing the cars, right? Wax
exactly.
on, wax off. But waxing, like I've become a moon worshiper in recent times. I'm looking at the moon cycles, chasing the moon, looking for the full moon. Waxing moon means it's becoming the full moon. You have a waxing and then waning. So waxing in lunar terms is becoming.
Yeah.
So becoming, waxing on. Very cool.
Yeah, there you go. It could have been Wax On, Wax Off, The Karate Kid and Me.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I like it. It's very hip. He's on the cover, looking great at 60. And I am thrilled to read this book, Sal, and get closer and closer to a film icon for us, for all of us on Let's Talk Cobra Kai. And just a really good guy, an upstanding guy. And, we can all be proud. And at some point in time, Sal, in the not too distant future, let us get Ralph Macchio on the show.
Oh my God. We will have arrived. When that day comes,
that's it.
I mean, like, good night, America.
That's it. That was our
that will be
last episode. No.
Yeah, no, that will be very exciting when that time comes. And you know what? I do feel that day will arrive.
Yeah. I mean, whenever they do a new season, they go on their own tour and they hit all these shows. But, I'm a fan anyway of just cinema in general. So we don't even have to ask the usual questions. Have him on, talk about some things, and maybe pivot to some old roles that he hasn't talked about that very much. Like Crossroads, love it. Of course, The Outsiders, My Cousin Vinny. There's lots of movies along the way that we could kind of spark some fun, questions. Because, when they do junkets, they just same questions, same responses, same thing. Sure. I don't want to have that conversation.
Sure. What inspires you? That whole thing. I really, we mentioned The Outsiders again. I really want you and I to explore The Outsiders. It almost like it's Outsiders kind of looms with your roots in Tulsa, Oklahoma as well, with all the mention of Coppola that you and I have done on this podcast and on Let's Talk Movies, and then recently on That's a Crime as well.
Yep.
So the name Coppola has been thrown around, and Outsiders, of course, with Macchio. I think you and I definitely need to be exploring Outsiders very soon.
Yes, and I absolutely agree with you. And it was a pleasure and an honor to see Francis Ford Coppola in the flesh through the TV screen last night at the Oscars. Standing side by side with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, and they were honoring them. Just a little, shout out to The Godfather, 50 years old. Amazing.
Wow.
And he gave a couple thanks to Mario Puzo, which was beautiful. And also he thanked Robert Evans for the first time ever.
And who is that, Robert Evans?
He was the producer, the head of Paramount, and they had a very tumultuous relationship during the making of it. I've read so many books about it. Coppola despised him.
Really?
Has passed away. But people get older, they have a different, take on things. They're not led by ego. It was a beautiful moment. And one of the better moments of the Oscars, and there was obviously a very negative moment that's lingered and kind of overshadowed everything else. But I loved seeing him. So I'm with you. We shall explore The Outsiders at some point very soon.
Yeah, and because the same teacher, just in passing, I want to mention this again.
Please.
The same teacher, 5th grade teacher, who made watching the Karate Kid required watching. I mean, she brought in the TV on the stand. She made us watch the Karate Kid. That same teacher, Mrs. Minks, 5th grade, Telfair Elementary, also made us watch The Outsiders. For some reason, those movies were really important to my 5th grade teacher, and she made us watch them.
That's amazing. What a great teacher she was.
She was.
What a great teacher. So that's all I got, Sal. Read the book. We'll come back and do a review of the book.
Oh, man. I can't wait.
What's the book title again?
The book is called Waxing On. Right? Is it Waxing On?
Yeah. And then the Karate Kid.
Sorry. The book is called Waxing On, The Karate Kid and Me.
Nice.
Wow. Looking forward to October. I don't like time to fly, but I'm looking forward to October.
October 18th, 2022.
You know what? Oh, yeah. I was forgetting. Yeah, I was going to say something, but I'm going to hold it.
So unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
And get 20% off and free shipping with the code cobrakai at manscaped.com.
So thank you so much for listening. And please be sure to subscribe to the Let's Talk Cobra Kai podcast, as well as the Let's Talk Cobra Kai YouTube live channel. You can also really help us by giving the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast.
And for all you listeners that enjoy sharing your thoughts, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, send us a direct message, or post a comment on any Let's Talk Cobra Kai social media platform.
If you're a dedicated listener or viewer of Let's Talk Cobra Kai, please consider supporting the show on Patreon. We also highly recommend checking out other podcasts and visiting justcuriousmedia.com.
No mercy.
There you go. Good job.